It's not even that the song, at this point we passed the song, you feel what I'm saying? It's just about how socially acceptable it is to apply this to this man, bro. It hasn't been this socially acceptable for the whole world, rap fan or not, to laugh at somebody's expense. Like the cultural anthem in the background to one of the biggest artists in the world. Rappers have dropped classics and anthems and fantastic records before that the whole world knows. I get it. But at the expense of another person, and that other person coincidentally is the biggest rapper in the world, one of the biggest artists in the world. That's never happened before. This is such a fire way to start out. He brought the car out? Wait. I'm not paying, my fault. I wasn't paying attention. Did they all come out? They didn't all come out the car. Wait, I just noticed this. I just noticed that. Like, where these niggas come from? Ghetto. Mr. Lamar, then tighten up. DNA make a lot of sense. Nah, that's fire.
Keep these bums away from me. These boys trying to hate on me. Just wait and
I like that. This is fire right here.
From the boys in the game, I speak ashamed of me. I'm popping out your band, that's what my name. I put you foreigns on a full fight. I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love the sue. What song?
Oh,
yeah, that song. Oh, maybe I think.
I did not know he said that. I did not know he said.
This world was mine. I take your dreams and make them multiply.
What America wants, nice and calm. You're almost there. Don't mess this.
Okay. I see what you got going on. Bro, are you serious right now? Like, bro, I'm sorry, bro. Didn't these niggas used to date? I know he did some really lame, corny shit too. I don't blame her, but at the same time, it's like, bro, imagine seeing this. Just imagine.
Turn this TV off. Turn this.
And then the game over and the lights. It's only after you see all of it perform, like in succession, that you realize how small of a time frame he actually has to get this much material in before it's over. How many songs did y'all count? I think that's what, like, I don't know, between like 8 and 12 songs maybe?
Am I the only one who felt like Samuel L. Jackson didn't need to be there? It was nice, but ultimately went nowhere.
The reason Samuel is there is because Kendrick's themes, especially in his older work, was like Uncle Sam. And it's also red, white, and blue. He's directing Kendrick on what he can and can't do to a certain extent. I think, you know what I'm saying? It's only my first time, so it's like, I wouldn't assume it'd be any other thing. Also, Samuel L. Jackson seems to just be like the perfect guy within Black anything to do something like this for Kendrick. Like, I don't think I've heard Samuel Jackson musically in anybody's shit unless it was a sample, to be honest. I haven't heard him be like a part of it to that extent. The only person I heard that's older and that's Black that's been a part of it, that's been more, you know what I'm saying, active in film, has been Morgan Freeman when it came to 21 Savage. I don't live in California, so I don't know what gang culture over there look like. I don't know any gangs that rep white, so I would assume the red, white, and blue for everybody that's dressed in here also represents some form of America too. I don't know for sure. I mean, overall, as a full performance, I think it's good. I also gotta recognize that people, when it comes to this performance, I mean, really all he had to do was perform Not Like Us. Now, it is a whole halftime show. I do realize and recognize that there are gonna be people that are looking for the whole thing, like me and like y'all and like a bunch of other people. But I think people were really, for the most part, looking forward to him performing Not Like Us. I did not expect him to say Drake's name during the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that they would have censored it, but I'm just also not thinking that even at a moment like this, he'd be still reinforcing the message. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just surprising, bro. Like, you know what's going to happen days and weeks leading up into the performance. You know it's been played everywhere. It's just not something that you expect when you watching it. You know what I'm saying? We're here to see a game. Everybody here with their family and shit like that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying you got to realize how big of a cultural moment the Super Bowl is, and to have your name said in association with a record that we all know, rap fan or not, is associated with like pedophilia is like, damn. Even if you don't want to watch it, which is some me shit. If this happened to me, I would not watch it out of just understanding my emotions. I'm gonna get riled up. I'm gonna get angry, but I'm still not gonna be able to not interact with this. Like, even though he didn't watch it, he's still gonna interact with the clips. He's still gonna interact with content from this halftime performance. He's still gonna be forced to see this or feel this in some way. Like, you can't hide from it. You get what I'm saying? Ow. And so that's really the, I don't want to say issue, but that's really the biggest problem I think Drake is gonna face, is that he doesn't have a safe space to just walk away from this or to like escape for a little minute. Like, no matter where he goes, he's gonna have to encounter something like this because the world will not let it go. I didn't expect it to go this far. I knew it was gonna get played, but you wouldn't have been able to tell me that back in, I don't remember when, like May, June, whenever this record came out. I think it was May. You would not have been able to tell me almost a year later we'd still be bumping it to the highest degree at the Super Bowl. You couldn't tell me that. It was a commentary on how America forces blacks to fit into a box, be docile. I understand what you're saying. The thing that I didn't like about that part of the performance, though, I'll be honest, I don't want this to turn into a Kendrick intentionally didn't go all out performance-wise to fit into the narrative of black culture only fitting into certain lenses when it's like made appropriate for like white eyes or whatever it is. I still think, regardless of the intent, that there are aspects of this performance that could have been a lot more flamboyant and a lot more grand. Like this part specifically, or a couple of parts within this, but I'll go this part specifically at first. Them coming out of the GNX that's chef's kiss. Like that being the intro, that being like the start of the whole thing, him standing on the car, that was fire. I didn't even notice it until I went right back. That was amazing. But after they come out, all my attention is really on Kendrick. And it's not because Kendrick is that captivating. Like, obviously, he's the performer. But I think it's because the others aren't doing enough to grab my attention, like the other performers. And they're doing well, don't get me wrong. But they look so obviously like props as opposed to like show stealers almost. When I saw The Weeknd do his Super Bowl halftime performance, I forgot what year that was, 2021 or 2020. The whole show was captivating. It was large. It was grand. It was magnificent. It was this huge, gigantic show. At some points during this performance for Kendrick, it seems almost like if anybody's been on like a professional movie, or not movie, but like a professional like music video set, it looked like very prototypey. Like this is still in this draft stage, and we're working out some of the kinks and trying to get, you know what I'm saying, what spots we're going to have filled up at this point and at this point. It's like, I need this to be completely dominated by energy. Like, Kendrick, I get you performing, but, like, everybody else need to steal the attention. I don't even want to be looking at you. I want to hear your voice low-key, but you only need to show up in pivotal moments. I don't even know what they doing. I'm going to be honest. I'll be honest. I fuck with the whole aesthetic, too. And like I said, I'm sure someone who's got more time can break down the red, white, and blue and how you have to fit into America as a black artist. And Samuel Jackson's inclusion as Uncle Sam I thought was fantastic, but some of it was just jarring and left me feeling a little empty. Even when Kendrick and SZA got on stage to perform with one another, I thought they could have had a little bit more synergy. I know they are just label mates or prior label mates, and they don't have like a romantic relationship or anything like that, but I really do think that like a little bit more, at least visual acknowledgement of one another while they were performing these records. And these are some of their biggest records. All the Stars is amazing. Luther, we just started listening to that. That was fucking amazing. I would have preferred them have a lot more on stage chemistry with one another. Not in a romantic sense, you ain't gotta force it, but just like, y'all really gotta feel this, bro. Like, y'all gave something amazing to each other and to music when you made these songs. Like, that's something that I need to have. I need y'all to really like dive into that. It's like they just doing their own thing, and I fuck with it, don't get me wrong, but you know what I'm saying? You can give me more of that. Also, what song would you have liked Kendrick to perform? Because out of the whole set list, right, I'm thinking about records that I would have really liked, records that I think I didn't get enough of. So Baby Keem coming out would have been an amazing inclusion, but you also got to remember, you want the Super Bowl audience and even some of the viewers at home to be tuned in. So a part of me want to feel like it was like a analytical move. Like, what are the most listened to songs from Kendrick Lamar as well that people are more likely to know than not? And he's going with Humble. He's going with Luther. He's going with All the Stars, which had an amazing visibility. He's going with Not Like Us, obviously. Turn the TV Off was a bit of a hit off of GNX. You know, he got a couple records in there that I think are more fan favorites, but it's just like, I feel like you could have went even further back. Maybe not swimming pools. I mean, swimming pools might have been like way back, but I would have liked to see Good Kid, Mad City. Backseat Freestyle is a good one that I think could have been included. Wait, wish there was a live band. That would have been good. I can't lie to you. A live band would have been good, especially knowing Kendrick's, you know, association with jazz in that To Pimp a Butterfly era. That would have been a good idea. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because not only is it a blowout for the Eagles, it's a blowout for Kendrick. Like, this is the most one-sided shit I've ever seen. When Kendrick performs Not Like Us, Turn the TV Off, I mean, I think these are the strongest moments of the performance. I would have loved to have his Like That verse up there. You ain't have to have the whole thing up there, obviously, but that would have been a great thing to include. Because that's what set it all off. That's what popped this whole thing off, low-key. Also, this part, I think, was beautiful. Like, parts like this are so creative, culturally based, like this whole everybody under the streetlight shit. When he's performing this, like, this is amazing. This right here, one of the favorite parts. The intro where everybody getting out the GNX, amazing. Samuel Jackson's inclusions and his interruptions and his notes and you do this here and this here to make yourself presentable, that's amazing. The Not Like Us performance, I think that's fire. The little moments where he goes off to the background dancers and he starts talking to them about Drake suing and shit like that and like preparing and he's pump faking. I think those are funny as hell. Those are really good inclusions. But the only thing I think is the weakest parts is just when the, you know, performers are just there, it feels like. Like, what are we doing here? Also, I like his chain. He's really stopping the narrative that rappers don't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to buying jewelry. He's really stopping the narrative. The last two pieces of jewelry I think I've seen him wear have been like almost blinding me, I'll be honest. Also, Serena Williams popping up, that was fire. The A minor chain, that's fire. All the little nods and subtle innuendos, those are great. I like all of those. Granted, you could have really brought the most out of a track like Peekaboo had you had people like coming out from behind drapes or some shit. But like, everybody's already visible. Like, what we peekabooing to?
80 pointers like a Kobe game. Peekaboo.
Or have everybody take their mask down. You know, have everybody wear a shiesty, take the mask down while they say peekaboo, and then put it back up. You know what I'm saying? Just like keep doing that. I want you to really like lock in on every aspect of it. You got to. I still think the people's main thing when looking at this halftime performance is gonna be, does he perform Not Like Us? How do we get it in there? How do we listen to it? That's really gonna be the main point. As long as he did that, he's gonna get a thumbs up from most people because that's the record. You got to do it. And even though you had to censor yourself for certain aspects of it, you still managed to reinforce the narrative of the song without completely adhering to, you know what I'm saying, the censorship that you were bound under. So I think he did a good job with that. Didn't expect him to do it. But yeah, man, if you Drake and you see something like that, even if you don't see it today, he's gonna see it eventually. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the messed up part. He's gonna see it at some point. It might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but it's coming to him. He can't hide from it. That's the fucked up part. You sued me over this song, and even though you didn't sue me, that's what the world gonna say. Like, you sued over the song, bro. I got you to sue. I had you looking crazy the whole summer. I won 5 Grammys. I performed it at the Super Bowl. Said your name with a jolly ass grin on my face. What can you do? There's nothing you can never return. It's over with. There's no other person that Drake could have gotten into a feud with and this be the outcome unless it's Kendrick. That's what I also need Drake fans to understand. When they keep saying, oh, Drake gave Kendrick his #1. Oh, Kendrick wouldn't have this moment without Drake. You realize that this is the only artist in the world that is capable of harming Drake to this degree. You're looking at this completely wrong. It's not that Drake gave him anything. This was the wrong person to fuck with, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Not even on no dick riding shit. I would tell you if there was another nigga that could do this much damage to Drake. There is no one else. There is no one else.